This is Sims, and we are back with more Color X Malice Unlimited in Yanagi's route. Woo! And I think we just... Look, it's been a hot minute since I played this. I had to do some other stuff, so it's been a few days. I think we were in Yanagi's perspective, and we just started here, and he's meeting, obviously, with Morioka. So anyway, and I don't remember Morioka's voice, so whatever. Like, it gets different every time. He's mad at me, too. There you are. Wait, his voice sounds too much like Yanagi anyway. Sorry about the wait. It's been quite a while, Morioka. Yeah, about 3 months, right? Since we wrapped up that big case. They're both gonna sound the same. It's fine, just whatever. Has it already been that long? Time flies by faster than you know it. None of us is immune to that feeling. So how are you? Still busy with work? More or less. Oh. Isn't it a good thing for a private eye to have a lot of business? You're right, I suppose. I'm assuming it's business as usual for you? Pretty much. They gave me a slightly more gaudy title, but all of these office politics are really a drag for me. You're in charge of all of Section 1 now, and that's more than just a fancy title. I'm middle management. The only things I've actually gained are new and different headaches. Yeah, like Yanagi's voice would be better for Morioka, but I can't do two voices like that. They'll sound exactly the same, so anyway. Morioka, you can thrive in an organization, unlike me. Only because you aren't adaptable enough. You've been a stubborn one since the start. I always followed your orders, though. Morioka's, like, actually pretty kind of fucking hot, so anyway. I don't know about that. Obedient isn't the first word that comes to mind when describing you. Anyway, now that you're a hotshot detective, I could use your help. I'm glad that you trust me, but I'd rather not get you in any more trouble. It would just be a bit of friendly information sharing. Nothing the brass would give me a hard time about. Yanagi, did you quit smoking? Oh, I'm trying to cut down. My girlfriend said she won't kiss me if I don't cut down. Like, we bribed him. Smoking is gross, okay? But, like, whatever. Like, look at Morioka. He's beautiful. I'm like, we'd be fine with the route for him. I mean, Jesus. Let's get another fan disc in here where we give everybody what they want. We get the Morioka route. We get the... Who else do we need a route for? Aside from Saeki? Everybody wants that? Anyway. Trying to wean yourself off, eh? A little young to be worrying about your health, don't you think? You're never too young to worry about your health, okay? People of all ages get lung cancer. Stop it. Don't act like that. Besides, when you're old, it's too fucking late at that point. Do the damage when you're young. I'm just saying. Oh my god, I'm become my fucking grandparent. I'm old. Anyway, it's not that I wanted to do this, but my girlfriend wants me to limit myself to 10 per day. Jesus Christ, where were you smoking before? Please don't laugh. See, Morioka, this is why you're a single dad. You don't listen to women. You shouldn't smoke, it'll kill you. Whatever, I'll do what I want. Single dad. Just saying. I can't help it. I won't tell Hoshino then. Then, if you don't mind. Oh, Yanagi. Ah! Does that count as a CG? The two of them sitting there is adorable. I love it. Exhales. She's got you whipped, huh? Damn right. That's not quite accurate, but I don't want to lose her. Wow, you must be really into her. Yeah. People sure can change. When you were still in the force, I thought you'd given up on having close relationships with other people. I'm surprised at myself too. I'm trying not to be clingy, but I actually find myself doing much more with her than I thought I'd be. You're compensated for all that time you spent avoiding other people. It's not a bad thing. No man's an island, after all, and you rubbing it all in my face. Am I? What else can it be? The only other person I have telling me to quit smoking is Minagishi. He would say something like that. I want a Morioka and Minagishi route. I just want the two of them together. Wait. I want them to do a weird fucking thing where you're playing like one of the characters, like you're Minagishi, and or like you're trying to get Minagishi and Morioka together. Or then like, can we then be our brother? Can we be Kazuki and then trying to date Akito? That'd be fucking great. They would never do that because you always have to be the same pro tag. But it would just be kind of fun if you could be like other characters and be like, I'm gonna go date this person. Or if they just did what they did in Code Realize and they had the triple dates. You know what I mean? Yes, thank you. Anyway, it doesn't warm my heart to see that the only one who... Oh, it doesn't warm my heart to see that the only one who cares about my health is an old man. Hey! Minagishi's not that old, dude. And the fact that anyone at all is looking out for you should be a happy thought. I know, but... So why'd you call me out here today? It's nothing urgent. I just wanted to have a beer with an old partner. I see. You must be tired. And looking at you is getting me more tired. Yeah. I've come to realize just how much you protected me when I was still with the police. And the freedom of the private sector also comes with full responsibility for everything I do. I'm second-guessing my decisions a lot out here. We can't do our best work when we get too emotionally invested. Clouds our judgment. It's true for both police and private detectives. As long as I've known you, you've always empathized with people, and you try not to hurt anyone, even when you know that you're just being idealistic. That's just the way you are. It's not something that you can suddenly change. You should be more confident in yourself. After you went through all that trouble to get out. Morioka... I'm not saying it'll be easy, but you have room now. Use it to your advantage. Once again, I want you to know how grateful I am, and I apologize. Huh? You took me in even though I had a criminal record, and I betrayed that debt to you by quitting the police. I don't regret my choice to leave, but I do regret things about it. You took such good care of me, and I've never forgiven myself for failing to repay that debt. Thank you so much, and I'm so sorry. Here I thought you were gonna tell me something serious, but that's what you're bringing up after all this time? But listen, I think the most important thing you can do is to live your life the way you want to live it. I see people die holding onto baggage all the time. If you don't live your life on your terms, you'll just die regretting it. So I live by doing what I want. Sometimes I have to make tough decisions as a leader. Other times I feel personal sympathy for victims. I chose to do both of those of my own free will, and when I fail, I reflect on those choices. But I never regret them, because I made them. That's why I won't judge you for feeling anxious about your choices. To me, your self-determination is something that must be respected above all else. I see. I can only say this to you because you don't work for me anymore, though. I've always looked up to you, not because I wanted to be exactly like you, but I definitely wanted to become strong like you. This is so adorable. Thanks for accepting my decision. I'll do my best to be a man of my convictions like you. I think you should set your sights higher, but I can't deny that I see as a little brother that I'm fond of. Oh, no hug! Anyway, give it everything you got. It'd make me happy to see you grow into someone respectable. Thanks for saying that. I view you as an older brother, too. No, that's so cute. Oh, my heart hurts a little bit. Speaking of which, you got an actual older brother, don't you? I only met him once, but I remember he was a pretty straight-laced guy. Yeah, he came to check on me that one time. I haven't seen him since. Do we remember that from the first game? Because I sure as fuck don't. I was like, what? We got family, huh? Not even once? Hey, that was a long time ago. And I'd rather keep it that way. I see. Like, Morioka is fucking hot. Like, what the hell? I know, like, look, okay, I know Yanagi's our boyfriend, but Morioka's hotter. I'm sorry. Like, I don't know. I'm not about the single dads. You know me, I don't like kids. Don't try that, like, let's have babies. Fuck that. Take that out and take the single dad shit out. But Morioka, now, all right, fine. I guess I'm a stepmom now. Don't even care. Because, like, I'd happily go down that route. He is just... You know, and he's a little rumpled, like, god damn it, like, everything's just so stressful. He just needs someone to hold him. Just, you know, it's okay, sweet, it's okay. Just calm down, it's okay. Just take a break. You know he works his ass off, like, and he's probably, like, just a big fucking softie. He's a big fucking cinnamon roll. He looks all tough, and he looks like he'd kick your fucking ass, but then he'd just be like, it's okay. He'd just hold you. God, fucking love him. supposed to be in Yanagi's route. I'm just like, well, you can't put Morioka in here and then expect me to like, I'm sorry, but I like Morioka better. Whatever. Anyway, you know, I don't mind if you want to vent about work to me too. Then you better get yourself another drink. Otherwise, you're gonna end up contracting my headaches. It must be pretty bad then. I was like, what are we doing here? Is there a thing coming up? 4:17, 11:53 p.m. Huh? I just finished taking a bath and was getting ready to sleep when I got a call from Yanagi. Hello? What's up, Yanagi? I'm sorry I'm out so late. You still up? Yeah, just relaxing in front of the TV. Nothing's wrong. I just wanted to hear your voice. That was unusual for him. All of there was urgent business, but he usually would talk in person. I'm happy to hear your voice too. You said you were meeting up with Morioka for drinks, right? Yeah, we just finished up. He seems like he's doing well. I'm glad you two could catch up. I haven't seen him in a while either. Are you feeling better now? Still a little nervous, but talking to an old friend helped. You gave me that push. Thanks. I remember you telling me that it's easy to be narrow-minded when you tackle a problem by yourself. It's a bad habit of mine. Sounds like it went well. And we drank a lot, though. He's been an important figure in my life. Felt like the old days again. I'm glad. From the softness and warmth in his voice, I felt like their meeting went well. I was happy that his burden had lightened, although I had started to feel a little lonely. What, because he went out one night? Girl, clingy. I'm so childish. No, you're clingy is what it is. I felt lonely because he went out one night with a friend, and I didn't hear from him for like an hour. Girl, simmer down. Yanagi and Morioka had known each other much longer than I'd known either of them, and they were both officers of a different caliber than I was. Plus, Morioka had been Yanagi's direct superior. Obviously, there were things they could only share with each other. Spacey, are you sleepy? Oh, no. I think I'm just feeling a little jealous. And I just, see, it's things like that. Like, I get it. But it's not like, oh, he's constantly with Morioka and talking about Morioka and this, and then you're like, wow, you never spent any time with me. Like, I understand the feeling lonely in Enomoto's route because we spent so much time apart, but this is like, I'm just jealous because he can talk. Girl, like, it's almost, like, we all have irrational moments where we're jealous of things and you're like, it's irrational and it's weird. But I just feel like sometimes it's not necessary. If you're going to put it in a game and be like, I was feeling a little jealous, which is just silly because they're friends and they talk about this and wow, I'm just being crazy. But it's like, oh, I'm just jealous and like whatever. Why do you need to even put that in there? It just makes her seem like completely fucking irrational. And I don't know. It just bothers me when they do things and they write women in a way that makes them like completely clingy, overly needy. We have to mother our boyfriends and then like we're jealous because they hung out with another dude. What the fuck? Why are we clingy, needy, like helicopter moms? What the fuck is this? Like, it's just those little things bug me. It's like, this is like a bad case of men writing women. Like, do you not understand that there are women who are like, look, we're all going to get jealous every once in a while. If he was like, I get in the Enomoto route, being jealous of the phone call, like you got a text for happy birthday. Oh yeah, she's great, blah, blah, blah. And you're like, I'm a what now? Like, I understand that, but you're like, but it angered me because of she's going to get pissed off. And she did. I'm going to get pissed off and I'm going to storm off. Instead of being like, so who is this person that you're talking about? My little sister. Oh. And then he's like, you were jealous. Yeah, because I didn't know who you were talking about. But I feel better now. Thanks for that. Like, whoo. That's totally acceptable, but you didn't communicate. You were almost not going to communicate. You were going to storm out in a huff and like whine and cry about it instead of asking, excuse me, who's this bitch now? Like, you know what I mean? Like, again, we all get irrational moments, but why are you I felt jealous and lonely because he went out for one night with a friend? Girl, I'm going to need you simmer the fuck down. No. I don't know why they feel the need to force kind of drama like this in there when you're like, shit, that's not how normal people behave. And God. It's not like he's constantly like, oh, we went out with Morioka again. Morioka and I hang out all the time. You've seen Morioka every single day this month, and you've never seen me once. Yeah, I'm busy with Morioka. Then you can get jealous and pissed. One night, for fuck's sake. You should want to be like, well, thank fucking God I need some time alone. Like, but they make women like that. The only thing that matters to me is my boyfriend, and I must cook for him and clean for him, and I must be there for him and do everything for him, and then he's having a drink with his friend, and I'm just so lonely and I miss him. Do you not have any friends of your own, or like a hobby that you like to do, or just like being alone little now and again? Like, you should just enjoy your alone time. What the fuck? And I just don't get the being jealous of Morioka. Like, it could just be like the poor way it's written. Instead of explaining like, oh, I felt a little jealous that he was hanging out with him and I want to go out drinking too. And like, I guess I need to get friends. You know? Maybe it's just because me, I'd be like, please fucking go out with your friends and leave me alone for once. Because I like being alone. Like, I don't know. Anyway. I don't hate her. I don't. But there's so many things because she's... I have a love-hate relationship. Like, I don't hate her. She's not one of the worst characters. But she has these moments where she's just like clingy, needy, and almost naive. And you're like, wait, what? Like, you're better than this. Don't do this. Like, you know? I don't know. She's in that weird place. Like, every once in a while, you're like, I hate you. Why are you so pathetic? And then it's like, no, actually, she's being strong and sassy and she's totally fine. Like, I don't like her pathetic moments is what it is. We all have pathetic moments. I don't like it when they do them in games because it just gives me, it's like triggering. It makes me think of all of the Otome heroines who are completely fucking useless doormats. And you're like, why? This is not the way women are. And because it's not, this character is that way. It's, this is the way women are. No, it's not. Stop. So when she does that, I'm like, stop it. It's because she's too fucking nice. So she already kind of seems like a little bit of a doormat, and then she has these moments, and it's just like, what? I don't know why it irritates me, but it does. I'm sorry, it just irritates me. But then she's got other moments where she's like sassy and funny, and you're like, okay, see? Like this, now you're being better. Stay on this side. Get away from the fence, stay on this side of the line. Anyway. Yanagi went quiet when I voiced my honest feelings, sorry. I'd only said something so childish because I knew he was okay with it. I see. Jeez. I love how adorable you are, but you really need to have more self-confidence. Yeah, right? I know. I'm not comparing myself to him. There's just a selfish part of me that always wants to be your number one in everything. Okay, all right. Like, I get her thinking that, like, I want to be your number one in everything. It makes me a little jealous. I know I'm never gonna be, but... I mean, I don't know. Anyway. This is too cute. And then he likes that. I don't know, it's weird. Part of the reason I'm calling is because you actually came up when we were drinking. Me? It's all thanks to you that I can actually confront my problems, share them with someone else, and face Morioka like I did today. Oh. No matter what happens, you've always been by my side. That confidence is what keeps me afloat. I think you're amazing. Yes, that is amazing. I really felt that tonight. And that made me want to hear your voice so badly. I feel like, you know what it is? I think it's because some of the thoughts that go through her head and that, it's like, if we were a teenage girl, be like, okay, that makes sense. Because we're all dumb when we're teenage girls, okay? We're all fucking idiots. And we all do stupid shit. But like, girl, you were in your 20s. You should be a little less naive than that. You should just be a little bit better. I don't know. Yanagi... I felt embarrassed that ugly bit of envy I felt embarrassed of that ugly bit of envy that I just had. Yanagi truly felt that he needed me. And again, being envious or jealous or having those moments is fine, but it's just weird when she's like, I'm just really jealous because I want to be your number one at everything. I get that feeling. I get it. But you know it's irrational. When you have it, you're like, it's totally irrational. This is not a logic. I should not be having that. Like, I have it and you have to accept it. But you don't go like, I was just jealous because you're like, you don't have to tell him everything. You just go, that's crazy. All right, put it away. Like, but she needs the constant reassurance, and it's like, she needs it too much. And after like several routes, it's kind of getting a little much for me. I don't know. I don't know why sometimes it irks me because I don't hate her as a character, but I hate when she has these moments because I think it's just, I've played too many of these damn games. I've played too many of these games, and I'm just too frustrated in general overall with the doormats that we usually are, that when a decent character has a doormat moment, it just irks me. I'm sorry. I am. Like, I will try not to be so irritated and go off on rants, but I can't help it. It just is like a triggering moment. Like, why? Oh. Oh my god. I don't know. Anyway. Thank you. I'll keep doing my best so that you can depend on me more. I think I'm doing that plenty already. Mind if I ask a personal favor then? Of course. Doesn't have to be only one. And it'll take me about 10 minutes to get home, so stay on the phone with me until then. I wouldn't call that a favor. It's more of a present for me. Suddenly I was giggling over the phone. (4:19, 7:35 p.m.) Oh, that must be Yanagi. I'd headed to the office after work when my phone buzzed with an incoming text message. Sorry, I'm gonna be back late. Okay, everything all right at work? I'll be done soon. Go ahead and let yourself in. Right, we have a key. We're making dinner, right? Any requests? Grilled miso pork. Happy cat. It was one of my specialties, so it was good that I could also spoil Yanagi with it. Happy dog. Arigato. Whoa, he used a sticker! He used a thank you sticker. I have no idea what hers says. Because I can't read kanji, so anyway. Yanagi didn't usually use emojis in his texts. That's a huge-ass fucking sticker. I'd sent him some cute stickers I'd found before, and he started using them. Cute! This is enough to make me smile, huh? I mean, coming from Yanagi, yeah. I started walking again, brimming with motivation to make him a delicious dinner. I do like the fact that they all have, like, their own sticker that they use, like their own theme. Like, his looks like a husky dog. That should do it. Maybe it's supposed to be a wolf, but it looks like a husky. I set the bag of groceries I'd bought from the supermarket on the table and took a breather. I washed my hands, put the ingredients I wouldn't use right away in the refrigerator, and... A guest? I was considering what to prep first when the doorbell intercom rang. Maybe it was a client. But it's after business hours. Is it a delivery? Coming! Is that his older brother? Thanks for waiting. Is this about a job? When I opened the door, an unfamiliar man was standing there. I'm assuming because he mentioned his brother, and then, like, he kind of has Yanagi face, but with, like, so completely coiffed hair, like, and the suit and everything. Although, the suit is sexy. The rest of him kind of looks like he might kidnap us. He looks kidnappy. His appearance was very well kept. It was obviously a point of pride for this man. Is Eiji Yanagi here? Not at the moment, sorry. Do you know when he'll be back? I can't give you an exact time, unfortunately. Are you looking to hire him? No, this is just a long overdue greeting. I'm Eiji's older brother, Yuji. Like, what? I feel like that's what all those... It was like a bomb had gone off. I was stunned speechless. Just glad that I was able to restrain myself from screaming or shouting. His brother? Yanagi's big brother? Thank you for coming out all this way. I'm Spacey Hoshino. For obvious reasons, I couldn't keep Yanagi's brother standing in the doorway. But I didn't know if Yanagi would be fine with me letting someone in without permission. Sorry, I'm gonna call him, so please wait a moment. It's his brother. I mean, I understand her being like, should I just let someone in? But it's your brother, so maybe you should let your brother in. Spacey. Yanagi, welcome home. About 30 minutes later, Yanagi came hurtling into the office out of breath and sighed in relief when he saw me there. Then he turned to our guest, and his expression hardened considerably. So you're really here? I mean, like, they have very similar faces. I feel like they just used the Yanagi face and then just changed the hair. And it's like, this is what Yanagi could have been if he'd, like, groomed his hair. It's been a while. Yuji Yanagi, 35, corporate executive. Why, after all this time, it's not like we have anything to do with each other anymore. I wouldn't have come if I didn't have business with you. The air suddenly crackled with tension. The mood was by no means friendly. I remember him telling me that they didn't get along and that they weren't talking. But this was worse than I'd imagined. It was a more hostile relationship than the one Kazuki and I used to have. Like, I really feel like they just slightly changed. Because the eye shape is a little bit different, especially underneath. But I feel like they just took the Yanagi freaking sprite and they just tweaked a few things. Like, okay, tweak the nose a little bit, right? Because Yanagi's nose looks like it comes straight and his has got a little, like, bend in the middle there, you know what I mean? Change the mouth shape, slightly change. They just changed a few little tweaks just to make it. At least they tweaked it a little, you know what I mean? As opposed to, like, it's just the mirror image but different hair and a suit. Like, Yanagi looks like he's taller, though. I mean, his shoulders are higher, but they also kind of both stand the same way. Not the arm position, but, like, they're both, like, it's almost like they're hunching over, like leaning forward with their neck. It's weird. Anyway, just take a seat first. After taking a breath to steady himself, Yanagi removed his coat while motioning his older brother Yuji toward the sofa. I'll do that. Before Yanagi had shown up, I had offered Yuji a seat and sat down in a chair myself, but he just remained standing while examining the room, with frightening sharp eyes. Even though we were now all seated, the tension hadn't subsided. In fact, it continued to mount. I'll leave you two alone until you're finished with your business. No, stay, please. You don't mind, right? And you're like, I mind! It's fine. It'll go faster this way. Miss, would you mind staying here? Not at all. I hope I'm not a bother. She's like, I wanted to leave. This is awkward. I sat some distance from the two brothers, and the awkwardness lessened slightly. What do you want? Yanagi was the first to break the ice. He was sitting directly across from his brother, the low table between them. I'm busy, so I'll get straight to the point. Quit playing at being a private eye and go back to your job with the police. I'm sorry, I'm pretty sure I'm a fucking... Wait, are we 16? Because I thought we were fucking in our 20s. Because I'm just saying. Excuse me, motherfucker. I'm a goddamn adult, I'll do what I want. I know, it's cultural differences, but it's still like... Bitch, no. Yuji's request had indeed been blunt, but it was far too sudden. I don't know what you're getting at. Is this your idea of a relationship? You just show up out of the blue after not saying anything for years, just to pick a fight with me? I told you I don't have time for this. Surely you can infer my intentions here. Or are you still an idiot that needs me to explain everything from start to finish, even at your age? So you admit I'm an adult. I see you haven't changed a bit. I don't want to know what your goal is. Who is it that bugged you? Was it your work or your in-laws? He's married? If you showed up now just to point at my faults, it must be your work. Maybe you don't want people digging into your background and learning about me. So your brain does work after all. That makes sense. You never bothered to come here in person unless there was the possibility of there being some direct benefit for you. I guess being a private detective... Oh my god, what? You're just a private detective? At least go back to the police. That's at least a respectable job. Look, Sherlock Holmes was a private investigator, okay? Like, and he was fucking great. I'm sure he's not real, but... Shh, yes he is! Shh, don't tell me. Yuji was silent. It came as a slight surprise after seeing their verbal sparring. Right now, I'm on the brink of taking a critical post. But when he did open his mouth again, he didn't brook a single retort. Of course, I have many rivals also vying for it, and they cannot be dealt with by ordinary means. I don't know how they found out, but someone knows about you. If they were to exploit this weakness, this opportunity would be gone. Maybe grow a backbone. If you know this much about me, you must have looked into my background too. If you know this much about... He's your older brother, he should know all about your background. What? Naturally. Even if we have little to do with each other, any impropriety in my family is an obstacle for me. And it's the family's duty to head off any potential crisis and steer a child back onto the proper path if need be, even if it is a hassle. So you want me to rejoin the police in order to further your own career? Wow! I mean... Jesus. Don't make me repeat myself, fool. It's not just rejoining the force. I need you to put in the requisite effort, too. I'll simplify it for you. With the most cursory background check, anyone can find out that you have a criminal record. I mean, okay. Your records had been sealed by the Youth Rehabilitation Program, but since you quit the police, those protections have weakened. All you have left is that black mark on your record, which is a black mark upon me. I wish that was all there was to it. Now you're a private investigator, an unstable, lowly occupation. You muck about in the underworld of society. You're bound to upset someone. That's why I'm telling you to return to the police and take on a job at a place in society that isn't an embarrassment upon me. Wow. I didn't dare interrupt. This was a family matter. However, I was reaching the limit of my patience. What a selfish man. I knew this man had no idea why Yanagi had joined the police, why he had severed ties with his family, or why he had left the police. No, that wasn't right. He'd never even cared to learn why. Please leave. Yanagi appeared calm for the most part. I mean, he's probably broken inside, you know what I mean? Like... But his words were clipped, so I knew he was holding back. It was clear he had no intention of indulging Yuji's demand. However, Yuji didn't appear shaken by his brother's attitude in the least. Spacey Hoshino, was it? Oh, yes. Don't. This is why you don't want to, like, Sorry. For some reason, he was addressing me now. Sorry, I had to do something on my tablet. You're also a police officer. As a colleague, don't you want my brother to return to his duty? He knew that I was a police officer, so he clearly had done quite a bit of digging into Yanagi's background. Hold on. My tablet was doing an update, so I have to get the guide on my phone because it literally took like an hour to get it done. What chapter are we on? Oh, we're still in chapter 1? Isn't this like the 5th part? It's the longest fucking chapter everywhere. We're in chapter 1 because it's supposed to be, Oh, no, I don't. Oh, God, I got confused. No, I was like, we can't be in chapter 1. Let me spoil you more. Okay, that's his decision. Okay. Because I saw I don't, and I was like, wait a minute. That's his decision. Okay, we're in chapter 2. Alright, that makes more sense. I told you it's been a hot minute since I played, but anyway. If Yanagi decides that he wants to rejoin the police, then of course I'd support him, but that's a choice for him and him alone. Neither you or I have the right to decide that. It's Yanagi's future. Only he can choose what's right for him. I stated my answer loud and clear. I didn't want anyone standing in the path that Yanagi had decided for himself. She's quite the upstanding woman. One who's wasted on you. Hey! Maybe. But, you know. Yuji sighed. Then the edges of his lips curled up. But if she's in a relationship with you, despite knowing your past, then you must be just like each other. Did you just compliment me? That's so cute. Thank you. Oh. We're done here. Leave. Now. Sorry. You've never given a damn about how people feel. Got a right to talk about her that way. Hey, I don't feel bad at all. I'm just saying. In a flash, Yanagi's attitude shifted from controlled to commanding, but his brother was unfazed. The temperature of the room seemed to plunge. Kinda wish my temperature in my room would plunge a little. It's a little warm. I'm not finished yet. I want you to promise me something right now. That I'll fucking kick your ass if you piss me off anymore? This is preposterous. I don't have a single good reason to hear anything you have to say. Oh, but you do. do as I say and I'll consider everything in the past water under the bridge. As your family, I'll make sure your future's secure. Oh, okay! You call that a good reason? You're insane. I was gonna say, I don't think Yanagi gives a flying fuck. Like, you know what I mean? Are you seriously saying you'd rather cut ties with your family and be on your own? Maybe. Surely you're aware of how much our mother and father are worried about you, and how much pain you're causing them even now. Don't forget we didn't abandon you. You abandoned your family. You said you were cutting ties to become a police officer and never showed your face again. Between us, who exactly is the inconsiderate one? I'm gonna say, like, both of you in a way. So, like, it must be a family thing. You're nothing but a coward. You say that you don't want to hurt anyone, but in reality, you run away because you don't want to be hurt. I mean, he ain't wrong, I guess. What do you know about me? The color of Yanagi's face had changed. A moment ago, he looked ready to explode, but now he looked pained. A strange silence built up between them. Yuji was the first to break it. I'm leaving for tonight, but you'd best prepare yourself. This sounds like a threat. I will return you to the proper path, using any means I consider necessary. I mean, this just sounds like a lot. There's little kittens on the table in the background. There's a lot of cats in this office, I just noticed. I mean, I saw the cat pillow, but I just realized there's the cat clock on the back shelf. And then there's 3 little, like, stuffed kittens over there. That's... Were those always there in the first one? It was like Shiraishi's office, but anyway. Yuji stood up from the sofa and exited the office, his steps resolute and assured. Like, what a dick. I will do anything to return you to the proper path. Bitch, what? Even after Yuji had left, Yanagi continued to glare at the door in silence. His fists were clenched and trembling. He probably wanted to beat his brother to death. I can't blame him. Yanagi... There was nothing I could say. I could only watch Yanagi as he stood his ground. A dark cloud had appeared over our peaceful lives. Sweetie, if you want to go chain smoke for an hour, you're fine. I think you might need it. Chapter 3, Life is What You Make It. I couldn't get his voice and words out of my head. Surely you're aware of how much our mother and father are worried about you, and how much pain you're causing them even now. Are we supposed to be Yanagi? Because I feel like that would have been more of a Yanagi thing to think, like, I couldn't get his voice out of my head. But I'm not sure, because the title card for the chapter means nothing, but they didn't have the... We'll see. Don't forget that we didn't abandon you. You abandoned your family. Oh, no, okay, it is us. Okay. I couldn't forget how Yanagi looked when his brother said that to him. Hey, you're nothing but a coward. You say that you don't want to hurt anyone, but in reality, you run away because you don't want to be hurt. Someone's saying hey to us. Spacey! Sakuragawa? Huh? What's going on? Why was there a voice I hadn't heard last night mixed in the conversation? Oh, it's Kazuki. I was like, who's saying to us anyway? Hey, Spacey! It's almost 8. You're gonna be late. 8 o'clock! Oh no, it really is 8! And that's what I just said. I've been trying to wake you up for a while. I flew out of bed and looked at the clock. The time read 8:15 a.m. I overslept. Ugh. You better hurry. Yeah, thanks for waking me up, Kazuki. No problem. Were you up late last night? Not really. I think I just couldn't sleep. Huh. Don't see that every day. I ran back and forth across my apartment as I scrambled to get ready. I still felt groggy and half asleep, but my panic helped clear the mental fog. Even during the X-Day murders, when I was busy working around the clock, I hadn't overslept this badly. Oh no, sorry, I don't have time to make breakfast. Don't worry about it. I'll just grab something from the convenience store. Oh, right, what about dinner? Weren't you going to the studio today? Yeah, I'm gonna eat with Ishiki tonight. Okay, say hi to Ishiki for me. I'll need to thank him in person next time. Fine, just hurry up already. You're gonna be really late for work. Ah, you're right. I didn't bother to take more than a cursory glance in the mirror to tidy myself up and grab my bag. Then I sprinted across the room to the exit. We're just running out in our jammies. Though he looked somewhat exasperated, Kazuki still saw me off at the door. Don't forget to lock up when you leave, Kazuki. Yeah, Damn, you look like crap. Practically got raccoon eyes. Ugh. I tried to hide the dark circles under my eyes with makeup, but apparently I hadn't done a good job. I didn't have time to redo it now. I know you're just being honest, but that's still pretty harsh. It's the truth, though. I'm in trouble at work. Not exactly. As I struggled to find the words to explain, Kazuki raised his eyebrows. Ah, the boyfriend. He nodded in understanding. I couldn't explain that it wasn't quite right, so I just gave him a vague smile. That guy looks like he's perfect at everything. But if you bring him with... If you being with him... Okay. That guy looks like he's perfect at everything. But if you being with him tires you out instead, guess it just must be hard to talk about. Oh, that's not it. Yanagi's actually a lot simpler than he looks. He does hide his true feelings a bit, so that makes things a little awkward sometimes, though. Okay, I get it. But you gotta stop wasting time bragging about your man when you're still running late. As long as you two are getting along. Sorry, Kazuki. Thanks for worrying about me. I'm not that worried. But really, you gotta go. Kazuki quickly turned away, his embarrassment obvious. He was getting more and more busy lately, and yet he still found time to worry about me. It warmed my heart to know that. Okay, I'm going. See you later. Don't trip and fall. I'll try not to. I pushed my eye bags to the back of my mind for the moment and ran out the door in high spirits. Once I was outside, I was bathed in the glow of the morning sun. The weather was good today. I felt my steps lightening already. Half a year ago, I never would have imagined that Kazuki and I could speak so freely. Our relationship had been strained at the time. He definitely wouldn't have bothered to wake me up. I'd have been late and then blamed myself for it. I was truly glad that we were family again. I was glad that I hadn't given up on our relationship. Speaking of which, I thought back to what Yanagi had said before when he'd crossed paths with Kazuki. Even if siblings aren't compatible, they're always connected somehow, no matter how little they get along. If you've truly decided to sacrifice for your brother's benefit, then never give up. If you're persistent, he'll understand someday. Yanagi said that, so he must believe the same thing. Yanagi's brother visited out of the blue, and Yanagi had bristled at his words. But deep down in his heart, perhaps he actually wanted to make peace with his older brother. I hope it all works out. That applied not just to the brothers, but to everything. After all, I always wanted to see a smile on Yanagi's face. "4:20, 2:21 p.m. That's all I have at the moment, and due to the timing, I haven't been able to uncover anything concrete. I see. All we have right now is circumstantial evidence, but objectively assessing the situation, I'd say this is quite suspicious. In my experience, a few more days should be sufficient to obtain more decisive proof. Would you like to extend the investigation? No, I think that's enough. Is it alright if we end it here? Fair enough. I only have so much money at my disposal, and I've heard some bad rumors about this place. Your brother spreading bad rumors. My client cast her eyes downward in guilt, and I replied with silence. At this point, it was better not to say anything unnecessary. If the client wanted to end the investigation, then that concluded my business with them. I knew that, but... I'm sorry. That was just a cheap justification. After talking to you, I know what your character is actually like. I know those rumors are all lies. It's just, I'm tired of feeling suspicious all the time. I didn't want to keep getting hurt like this. She wanted a clear explanation. Her heart cried out, seeking some logical reason. Why had I become a private investigator? And the answer sprang up naturally. I understand how you feel. It's normal for anyone to be afraid of a fight. But even if you choose to avoid confrontations out of fear, there will come a time when you have no choice but to face the truth. You can live a life of lies, but it'll only make that eventual conflict hurt more. And when you continue to fight even though it hurts, that's when you can be certain that you can protect what's most important to you. And that's my opinion. Could we keep trying just a little bit longer? I won't charge you anything additional. Yanagi, I don't want to give up here and have you crying yourself to sleep at night. This was all I could do for her. Even though I knew I was being idealistic, I wanted to extend my sympathy to others who needed it. I wanted them to smile. I didn't want them to drown in their sorrows. I wanted people to be happy. For that, I was willing to spare no effort. And that's why you're gonna go broke. Phew. After the client left, I went up for a smoke. I felt the tobacco's bitterness seep into my body. The client had decided to extend the investigation. I wanted to get her results as soon as possible. Bad rumors, huh? My brother Yuji had probably spread them. He was probably also behind all the trouble I'd had with my work recently. I had a feeling he might pull this, but... It was true there was bad blood between us, but I knew he'd need a greater reason to go out of his way to target my small, anonymous business. One of Yuji's rivals had investigated me in order to dig up his weaknesses, and Yuji himself had employed agents to spread negative rumors about me. That's why it was hard to pin down the source. If he'd used another detective agency, it'll be doubly difficult. Agency! In this case, a private entity that does small-scale detective investigations. However, while private detectives focus on individuals, agencies focus on corporations. Other than that, there isn't too much distinction between the two, though they both have detailed regulations about the confidentiality of client information. Oops. Even my brother has something he wants to protect. I knew that had to be true, but I wasn't planning on being sacrificed to suit his ends. No one knows what the right choice is, or if there even is a right choice. I muttered to myself as I blew a cloud of smoke into the evening sky. Like his brother didn't give a flying fuck about what he was doing before it impacted his own personal life, you know what I mean? Even if I couldn't make the perfect choice, I wanted to be true to my own heart. No matter what happened in your past, I trust you, Yanagi. Even if it's hard or nerve-wracking, you're the only one who can do this right now. Nothing's going to move forward if you don't, right? I didn't want to lie to myself, and I also wanted to avoid squandering her faith. I'd come to believe that passionately ever since the days we'd worked together to overcome those trials. Or recently I'd finally managed to tell her that, but I was sure I hadn't been able to communicate just how significant that was to me. I'm able to stand here now because you're here for me. That had been true last night as well. I'm sorry I had to see all that. There's nothing to apologize for. Although the timing was pretty terrible. Just when you'd been having trouble at work. Well, that trouble is probably Yuji's doing. What? A woman hired me to protect her from a stalker, but suddenly canceled the job and cut off all contact. And there was an infidelity job, which was a fake. Another job I got double-crossed by both parties. Yet another one bailed on me once the trial began. Oh, no. These are all things that are bound to occasionally happen in this line of work. Many of my clients are desperate and at their wits' ends. But even still, this is happening far too often to be normal. Is your brother trying to destroy your job? Integrity is everything for a private investigator. If it crumbles, you might as well close up shop. People will start thinking that I give up on cases easily and lose trust in me. Why would he go that far? I don't see any reason to manipulate Yanagi and hurt him this much. Okay, I don't see any reason to manipulate you and hurt you this much. Like, that seems like it was like an inner monologue moment that she said out loud, and it was weird. It's what I deserve for always running away from my family. Yanagi, that strange phone call you got at work is probably also related to my brother's company. I don't think they'd do anything to hurt you directly, but please let me know if any other weird things happen. I really regret it if I let anything happen to you. I'm a police officer, so you don't really need to worry about me. I'm more worried about you. You can't always just think about my well-being. But I said no, Yanagi. Now's not the time for you to be distracted with concern for me. What you personally want is the most important thing right now. You need to focus on yourself. Spacey. Anyway, I'll make dinner. Just relax. I'm the luckiest man alive. Yeah, you kind of are, because I'm kind of awesome. She's a little derpy, but I'm kind of awesome. It was incredibly heartening to know that she was always by my side. Text? Speak of the devil, is it me? I took my phone out of my pocket and checked the screen. It was from Spacey. Of course it is. Sorry to bother you at work. Can we see each other tonight? I wanted to see her too, so of course I had no reason to refuse. Last night's events were unexpected, so we hadn't even had time to eat together. Sure, if you don't mind it being later. Is my place okay? I want to go drinking. Drinking? I murmured aloud without thinking. It was an unusual request for Spacey. We'd gone out for drinks in the evening before, but she had never invited me to go drink on her own accord. She must be concerned. Spacey was always worried about me. I found myself smiling bitterly. You're a lightweight. Know your limits. You're the one who said I could drink as much as I want with you remember? I have tomorrow off, so I got a lot of free time to spend with you. I did say that, didn't I? I'd remarked that Spacey was cute when she was drunk, and that I didn't want anyone else seeing that. I wanted to keep her to myself. At least he didn't put me in a cage. And when she does get drunk in front of me, it becomes a contest of wills, both within myself and between us. Anyway, I never even considered turning down the invitation. Okay, but take it easy. I'll make a reservation. Thanks! Looking forward to it! Cabby love cat! The message ended with a cute sticker. I frowned at it. I'm not really used to these yet, but she's so happy when I use them. I imagined Spacey's smile as I typed out a reply. Happy dog! He's like, I like how we sent him a sticker and he frowns at it like, happy love cat. Then he chuckles at himself. He stowed the phone back in my pocket and chuckled. I was struck by how calm I felt compared to mere moments ago. To think that a few silly messages were enough to lighten my mood. It's because it's coming from the woman you love and want to bang. Or get to, you know. If we're going drinking, I should pick a quieter place. She's so adorable when she starts drinking. Wish she'd be a little more aware of it, though. I reached for a cigarette, imagining her silly face. Huh? Whoa. I blurted out in surprise as I realized I'd accidentally lit the filter end of the cigarette. Dork. Backwards. Careless filter! I'm sorry. Oh, I can't stop singing Careless Whisper now in the back of my mind. Careless filter. And I just... Oh, God. I'm singing some Wham in my brain now. Careless filter. This is the term for when a smoker isn't paying attention and they put a cigarette backwards and try to light it. It's massively embarrassing and can be deeply disappointing if it's the smoker's last cigarette. Other common smoking mishaps involve burning holes in clothes, couches, even hair. Also, lighting your apartment on fire when you fall asleep smoking. Don't smoke, kids. Get your head on straight, idiot. Feeling embarrassed, I reached for another, before deciding that I should just stop. Felt like she was scolding me even though we were apart, and smiled. I should get back at it. Work's piling up. Really? Because it sounds like everybody's quitting on you, so it feels like work is draining away. Yeah, I had to work hard not to lose this happiness that I'd obtained. I had to keep fighting. Stab your brother. 4:29:23 p.m. Drink time! Yanagi took me to a bar with a quiet, staid atmosphere. When we arrived, there were no other customers, so it was easy to chat over drinks. I figured that I shouldn't poke my nose into his family business, but I wanted to know how Yanagi really felt, and for him to know I'd support him no matter what. I wanted him to make a choice he wouldn't regret. With that in mind, I chose my words carefully. So, about Kazuki... He has another concert coming up. Oh, when? I think he said it'd be pretty soon. He hasn't told me the exact date yet, but I know he's practicing more often lately. Sounds like Kazuki's really working hard for his dreams, too. Yeah, I think he's made some new friends in college because he's always talking about them. But sometimes, he looks really lonely. Because of Akito Sarah. Oh! Stop bringing Akito up! It hurts me! Stop! Stop it, game! We were doing so good! Why you gotta rip my heart out? My poor precious baby Akito. My poor little Akito. Yeah, I think that Kazuki's been struggling with how to come to terms with it. I haven't brought the subject up with him directly, though. I know they're just, like, besties. And it's, like, hard because, like, you're like, oh my god, they had such a pure, beautiful friendship. But I just imagine that it's a pure, beautiful love. Because it just makes me... It hurts a little bit more, I think. Like, the loss of his good friend, there's quotes around that, and musical collaborator was the only wound that the X-Day incidents had left on Kazuki. But it was deep. Akito Sarah was currently facing trial. It'd be a very long time before they could see each other again. Also, Akito doesn't remember. which is the worst part about it. It's not even like, I'll still be here for you, and when you get let off and everything, I'll still love you. You know, it's the, you don't remember me, and we have to start a whole relationship over again. Oh, it's so devastating. We can't understand everything that we're going through just because we're related by blood. I've become painfully aware of that. But no matter what he's going through, I want to be supportive of Kazuki. I've come to believe that's the only thought that really matters. Just as Kazuki had been concerned for me during the terror of X Day, just as he had placed his faith in me. And it's all because back then, you told me not to give up on my brother. Right. I did give you that lecture like I was speaking as someone who had all their family stuff figured out. Yanagi smiled bitterly as if he just relived the scene in his own mind. The look on his face was one of self-derision. I think I said something like, even if you disagreed then, the family's always connected, and that one day your feelings would reach him. Yeah, well, even given the current circumstances, I still believe that. Yanagi, what kind of relationship do you want with your brother? His eyes were downcast for a moment before he locked eyes with me. I want to face him, brother to brother. Even if we don't agree in the end, I want him to know how I really feel. There was no uncertainty in his words. He spoke firmly and definitively. We might never understand each other, but if that's the way it is, I'll deal with that when it happens. I won't allow myself to just sit around hoping for things to change on their own or give up. Yeah. And to do that, I have to bring Yuji to the negotiating table first. You want to bargain with him? If we met in a hostile setting like last time, I'll get flustered. We won't get anywhere. I have to create the right conditions this time. If I can't stand on equal ground with him, then I can't tell him how I feel. He made his declaration with the utmost conviction, but then he glanced away uneasily. The steps I'm going to take next, some people might consider them dirty. I'm not proud to say that some of it won't exactly be legal or ethical. But you believe that this is the most effective method, right? Yeah. A while ago, I think I would have made excuses to avoid taking any risks. But I'm going up against my brother. I'm just going to have to get my hands dirty. It took conviction to protect something important by yourself. If one was idealistic enough to want to protect everything, it was infinitely more true. Of course, there would be situations when some sacrifices were required. If one wasn't willing to sacrifice their goals, then there was no choice but to sacrifice one's conscience and turn to underhanded measures. Then you have my full support. I knew that Yanagi wasn't the kind of person that would stoop to amoral means just because things had started to seem desperate. The fact that he knew the moral consequences of his actions and weighed them against his aversion to risk to make a decision was a sign of his growth. Thank you, Spacey. Yanagi smiled in relief, but I was the one who truly felt relieved. Wow, I can't read right now. You're an adult after all. You make your own decisions for your own reasons. There was no need at all for me to interfere or supervise him. I was proud of him for that. You have too much faith in me. He was frowning for some reason. Do I? You do. Remember I said before that there was a time that I never would have tried to stand up to my brother. I would have run from that fight. But there are times when you have to fight to protect something, even if it means getting hurt. And you're the one who taught me that. Even when I declared how I honestly felt just now, I wasn't feeling sure of myself. I was wondering if this was really the right thing to do. When I found my determination because you made me realize how I really feel, I know I'm ready to face him head on. I don't think I've managed to get across to you how incredible you are. And this is something I would have never thought to do on my own. Oh, this was not going the way I'd hoped. I tried to interrupt, but it was too late. Even now you're doubting me. Oh no, he was pouting. Hold on, that's not true. I mean, I'm happy you think that I've been a positive influence, but I was aware of how Yanagi felt about me, and I never doubted his feelings. And I was completely sure of my own feelings for him. In fact, I was confident that my affection for him was greater than his affection for me. It seemed that my feelings hadn't quite gotten to him. He wasn't even trying to hide the fact that he was pouting and stared me intensely in the eyes. Yes? I'm trying to figure out what I should say to make you understand. Hey, I do understand. I love you. Oh, that wasn't what I was thinking. He said something completely unexpected while still wearing a sulky expression. Sorry. I love you. Sulking? So romantic. Are you drunk, Yanagi? That's an even better answer. I love you. I love you also. Are you drunk? This is going well. No, that's too blunt. No style at all. In my opinion, it was astoundingly effective, rather than artless. I want to use something other than words to tell you. I mean, it's pointless if you don't understand. I think it's plenty. No, it's not enough. Please don't tease me. You're right, it's not enough. That's the answer. You're right, it's not enough. You're right, it's not enough. Yanagi's eyes widened when I said it straight to his face. Of course, I didn't doubt his feelings for me for a second. I couldn't get enough of them. That was how much I craved him. Look, we're still in the bar, and I know I just said that you've shown me plenty of love. But if I'm being 100% honest, I want even more. I'll happily accept your affections. Yanagi? I looked up at Yanagi, who sighed and covered his face with one hand. Oh, I think we just embarrassed him. He shot me a glance from between his fingers, stirring me up right away. I'd say that your tendency to surrender as soon as I get assertive is even more worryingly cute. I don't know what to do with myself when you have your way with me like that. I mean, hi. I could say the same. That's right. He smiled in resignation. Anyway, I'm not the great man you think I am, but I'm not so old that you can tempt me like this either. I'm just a regular guy nearing 30 who wants to be with the girl he wants whenever he can. Yes, I was very aware of that. Unlike when I'd first met him, I no longer saw Yanagi as the cool, mature perfectionist. I think I truly fell for him once I understood that. I actually like how stubborn you get whenever it concerns me. When I said that, he put his head on my shoulder. I smiled at the gesture of vulnerability. Oh, I'm so stubborn I want to beat up any guy who dare make a pass at you. By the way, we should get going. Huh? My eyes widened at his suggestion. After all, we hadn't even been drinking very long. We should get going, because he wants... You stirred him up. You stirred it, and now you gotta... I blinked and looked at Yanagi's face, which was by my shoulder. He stole a glance up at me. Or is this because we had some sexy times, and it was just like, things happened. Like, and then it just was, and then it was the next, like, in the middle of the night afterward, and you're like, wow, we usually have to read the awkward shit, so you're gonna make me read the awkward shit now? It was refreshing to be looking down at him for a change. I don't think I can hold back much longer. Oh, hi. My cheeks flushed red, and I knew it wasn't from the alcohol. Let's continue this discussion at home. Okay. In the end, I couldn't win against Yanagi. I mean, he's like, we should go home. Okay. Like, I don't think she was gonna try to argue with him. Wow, chicka wow wow. 5:10, 8:54 p.m. Well, we jumped a whole fuck ton of time, didn't we? That's at 5:10. We were on 4. The next 3 hours went by in a blur of ecstasy. 3 hours? Here you go. Thanks. I feel like the next 3 hours went by in a blur of ecstasy, and then it was supposed to be 5:10. Do you get the feeling that those were switched? Because it was like the next 3 hours went by in a blur of ecstasy, and now we're sitting with Yanagi and his brother, and I feel like that's not how you want me to think that this is going, because now I feel like we're actually in a porn, and we're gonna get railed by Yanagi and his brother. Like, or we just finished and we were like, wow, that was fun group sex. Okay, so let's, like, you know what I'm saying? I think they flipped those two. It would have made more sense, like, oh, we're gonna go home. The next 3 hours went by a blur of ecstasy. Oh, 5:10, whatever PM. Or am I stupid and my brain just switched those? They were backwards, right? I'm crazy. Okay, anyway. We left the bar. We had 3 hours of ecstasy. God damn it, Yanagi. Wow. And now we're sitting here with his brother, and there was no weird sex thing that just happened between the three of us. Yet. That we know of. Anyway. Thank you. I placed the mugs of freshly brewed coffee on the table, returned the courtesy words of thanks, and sat down next to Yanagi. 2 days ago, Yanagi had invited his brother Yuji to sit down for a discussion. Apparently, his brother had been reaching out to Yanagi constantly over the last 3 weeks. Each time, Yanagi had patiently listened to his brother's requests, but had resisted giving him any concrete plans. It was all in preparation for today. Oh god, we should have ended there. I'm so sorry. We're way over. I didn't even realize. Shh. 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 I'm gonna rewind. See? Hold on. Hold on. We're gonna rewind and we'll just read this all over again. In the end, I couldn't win against Yanagi. Right? Wait a minute. I just want to know if I'm crazy. No! It goes instantly to 5:10, and then you get the next 3 hours went by in a blur of ecstasy. They're totally flipped. Okay, I'm not crazy. Anyway, we should have started here in the next part. So I'm going to start here in the next part and just forget the few little lines that I already read because I didn't realize we were over time, and I just looked down and was like, shit. So I'm going to stop here. I'm not crazy. And then you won't be thinking that weird sex shit just happened between Yanagi, his brother, and I. Because we're sitting down and having a conversation. First, to break the ice, let's all have sex. And then 3 hours of ecstasy. And now we're going to, okay, now that our clothes are back on and everyone's adjusted, we're going to sit down, have coffee, and have this discussion. Game, when you flip cards like that, it makes everything weird. Is all I'm saying. Amazing, but also weird. But anyway. So I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.